Have you ever wondered why certain words resonate with you on a deeper level? Why the things you say to yourself, or the things others say to you, seem to shape your reality? Words are not just sounds we make. They are not simply vibrations that pass in the air. Words carry energy, and the energy behind those words can influence the very fabric of who we are. The key to unlocking the power hidden inside you begins with the words you speak. But not all words are created equal. Certain words have the power to rewire your brain, transform your body, and even reshape your future. When spoken aloud, these words activate a profound change that can resonate throughout every cell in your being. Let's explore why. To truly grasp the immense power of words, we need to understand what happens on a biological level when we speak them. Every word spoken activates neural pathways in your brain, sending signals through your body that influence not just your thoughts and emotions, but even your physical health. These signals are far more than simple communication. They are coded messages to your entire body. Understanding how this works is essential for unlocking the potential of our language to shape our realities. Our brains are intricate networks of neurons, constantly communicating with each other. When we speak, these neurons fire in a particular sequence, forming a new pattern or reinforcing an existing one. Think of the brain like a complex wiring system, where each thought, emotion, and word is a new connection or an enhancement of an old one. Every time you speak, you influence which neural pathways are activated, determining the flow of energy through your body. Imagine this process as a feedback loop. You think a thought, speak the words, and in turn, those words solidify or alter your belief systems. For example, when you say, "I am capable," your brain activates neural circuits associated with confidence and self-assurance. Over time, this repetition strengthens the neural connections, making it easier for you to embody these feelings naturally. In contrast, if you frequently use words of doubt or negativity, you are activating circuits related to fear, insecurity, and stress. The brain's ability to adapt to these words can eventually shift your biological state, affecting your overall well-being. Recent scientific research has uncovered the profound impact that our thoughts and emotions can have on our genetic expression. This concept, known as genomic imprinting, suggests that the environment in which we develop, starting from conception, has the potential to influence the way our genes are expressed. The experiences and emotions of our parents, especially before conception, can imprint onto their child's genetic makeup. The environment you live in, as well as your emotional and mental state, leaves a lasting mark on your genetic code, setting the stage for your health, happiness, and even your ability to thrive. Think about this. The thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of parents, even in the moments leading up to conception, are encoded into their sperm and egg. If the parents are stressed, fearful, or living in an environment of scarcity, that emotional state is transferred to the child. It's as though the genetic blueprint of the child is altered to better navigate the environment that the parents are experiencing. For instance, if there is a constant threat of danger, the child may be born with a heightened stress response, preparing them to survive in a harsh world. The story of how we are shaped by our environment starts even before we are born. From the moment of conception, the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of the parents can begin to influence the development of the child. If the parents are in a highly stressful environment, those emotions are transferred to the developing fetus. The body responds to this stress, preparing the child for the environment they may face once born. Studies have shown that children born in stressful situations, where fear, poverty, or danger were prevalent, tend to show physical characteristics that suggest their bodies have been molded for survival. These children may have smaller head sizes, larger adrenal glands, and a more active stress response. These biological markers are indicators that the child has been genetically imprinted to deal with a world filled with uncertainty. This imprinting process doesn't just affect genetic data, it also shapes emotional, mental, and environmental responses. The child is receiving a wealth of information from their parents' experiences, including how they see and interpret the world. If a child grows up in an environment dominated by stress or fear, it may feel as though those same emotional patterns continue to follow them into adulthood. However, here's the important thing to recognize. Just because this imprinting happens does not mean it is permanent. The imprint of early life experiences is not a life sentence. It is possible to change the trajectory of this genetic and emotional programming through conscious effort, and one of the most powerful tools for transformation is the language we use. The beauty of the human brain lies in its remarkable plasticity. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, allows us to change our behaviors, thoughts, and even the way we perceive the world. The brain is constantly evolving, and this transformation is strongly influenced by how we use language, whether it is the words we speak to ourselves or the words we speak to others. When we use positive, empowering words, we create new neural pathways that align our mind and body with positive states of being. Over time, these pathways become more ingrained, rewiring our brain to see the world through a new lens. Words of affirmation, encouragement, and self-love activate neural circuits associated with confidence, well-being, and possibility. As these circuits strengthen, we begin to notice a shift in our thoughts, emotions, and even our physical health. Think of words as the architect of your future. They are not simply reflections of your inner thoughts. They actively shape the reality that you experience. Every time you speak, you are providing your brain with instructions on how to create your future. When you speak words that affirm your strengths and abilities, you are telling your brain to seek out opportunities that align with those affirmations. Consider a simple example. If you wake up in the morning and say to yourself, "Today is going to be a great day," your brain begins to align itself with that belief. You may start to notice small, positive events unfolding in your day, from a productive meeting at work to a pleasant interaction with a stranger. By verbalizing your intentions, you have shifted your brain's focus, making it more attuned to the opportunities and experiences that align with your positive outlook. The more you speak these words, the more ingrained the neural pathways become. Over time, you'll begin to recognize that you are not merely speaking words. You are creating a reality that aligns with your intentions. You are programming your brain to recognize and act on opportunities that support your growth and success. One of the fascinating aspects of human development is the way we learn from others. Research has shown that we have specialized neurons called mirror neurons that allow us to emulate the behaviors of those around us. These neurons fire when we observe others performing an action, helping us to mimic their behavior and internalize it as our own. This process is not limited to physical actions. Mirror neurons also activate when we observe emotions or listen to words. For example, when you speak words of encouragement to a child, their mirror neurons are activated, and they begin to internalize the emotional tone behind those words. If you say, "You are so smart, you can do anything," the child's brain processes those words, mimicking the emotions and beliefs associated with them. In turn, this helps to build the child's self-esteem and confidence. Similarly, if you are constantly surrounded by negativity or discouraging words, your mirror neurons begin to absorb those emotions as well. The words you hear from others, or even the words you speak to yourself, shape the way you perceive the world and influence the behaviors you internalize. This is why it is so important to be mindful of the language you use, not only with others but also with yourself. The power of words extends far beyond their immediate impact on our brains. When we speak, we are also engaging in a process of self-expression. Words allow us to articulate our thoughts, beliefs, and desires. They are a way to communicate our inner world to the outside world and to ourselves. By consciously choosing words that affirm our values, desires, and potential, we can shift the way we experience life. For example, if you are facing a challenge and you say, "I am capable of overcoming this," you are not only boosting your confidence, you are also activating the neural circuits associated with resilience and problem solving. Over time, this reinforces your ability to face challenges with a positive mindset. Moreover, when we use words that are in alignment with our highest aspirations, we are sending a message to our subconscious mind. This message, when repeated consistently, can break old patterns of thinking and replace them with new, empowering beliefs. The more you speak words that resonate with your true potential, the more you align your actions and experiences with those beliefs. If you want to experience lasting change, it's essential to speak with intention. This means choosing words that reflect your desires, not just your current reality. Speak as if the life you want to create is already unfolding before you. Imagine what it would feel like to speak as if you already have everything you desire: abundance, success, health, and happiness. By using words in this way, you are teaching your brain to align with the future you want to create. Your brain does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It responds to the signals you send it. So when you speak words of abundance and success, your brain begins to look for evidence of these qualities in your environment. It rewires itself to support the new reality you are creating through your words. Incorporating the practice of speaking with intention into your daily life can be transformative. Start by choosing one area of your life that you would like to improve. Speak positive, affirming words about that area each day. Whether it's your career, health, relationships, or finances, speak words that align with your ideal outcome. Over time, you will begin to notice subtle shifts as your brain starts to rewire itself in alignment with your intentions. The way we learn is not confined to textbooks or formal education alone. It extends to the behaviors, habits, and actions that we witness in the world around us. Research in neuroscience has uncovered an incredible aspect of human learning: the power of mirror neurons. These specialized brain cells allow us to learn by observing others. When you watch someone perform an action, your brain activates the same neural circuits that would be triggered if you were doing that action yourself. Essentially, your brain mirrors the behavior of the person you're observing, which forms the foundation for much of human learning. Mirror neurons were first discovered in the early 1990s by researchers studying macaque monkeys. The breakthrough occurred when scientists found that certain neurons in the monkeys' brains would fire not only when the monkeys performed a task, but also when they observed someone else doing it. This discovery opened the door to a deeper understanding of how humans acquire skills, behaviors, and even emotional responses by mirroring others. Mirror neurons play an especially critical role during the early stages of human development. Children, who are naturally curious and impressionable, learn primarily through observation. As infants, they are hardwired to mimic the actions of their caregivers. This process is fundamental for learning language, social norms, and even emotional expression. For example, when a child sees their mother smile, their brain fires the same neural pathways associated with the act of smiling, creating the potential for them to replicate that behavior. This mirroring of facial expressions is not just about copying physical actions. It also extends to emotions and social behaviors. A child learns empathy by observing others express emotions. If a parent shows joy when interacting with the child's mirror neurons help them process the feeling of joy, fostering a deeper emotional connection and understanding. Similarly, when a parent displays frustration or anger, the child learns how to react in those situations, often absorbing emotional responses as if they were their own. While mirror neurons are especially active in children, they continue to play a significant role in adult learning and behavior as well. As adults, we are still influenced by the actions and behaviors of those around us, even though our learning methods may have evolved. Whether it's in a professional setting, a social group, or a family dynamic, we constantly observe others and absorb their behaviors, whether consciously or unconsciously. For example, consider the way you may start picking up on certain phrases, habits, or behaviors after spending a significant amount of time with someone. If a friend frequently uses a specific word or phrase, you might find yourself incorporating it into your own speech, often without even realizing it. This is an example of mirror neurons at work. The more we observe others, the more our brains activate these neural circuits, leading us to imitate those behaviors, even when we're unaware of it. Understanding the power of mirror neurons can help us realize the importance of the environments we choose to immerse ourselves in. If we surround ourselves with positive, motivating influences, the mirror neurons in our brains will mirror these uplifting behaviors. This is why the people we interact with daily can have such a profound impact on our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. Think about the last time you spent time with a person who radiated positivity. Their energy likely had an effect on you, making you feel more energized, optimistic, or motivated. This reaction is a direct result of the mirror neurons in your brain mimicking their positive behaviors. By choosing to be around individuals who speak uplifting words, express kindness, and display behaviors that align with your own values, you activate those same neural pathways in yourself. When we engage in behaviors or express certain words and thoughts, we are, in effect, mirroring the environments we have created for ourselves. Our behaviors are not just random, they are a reflection of the people, situations, and habits we have absorbed. And because mirror neurons continue to play a significant role throughout adulthood, it becomes crucial to understand that what we surround ourselves with can either empower or limit us. For example, if you regularly expose yourself to negative or toxic people, your brain will mirror these behaviors. You may begin to notice yourself adopting pessimistic language, engaging in destructive behaviors, or feeling emotionally drained. On the other hand, if you actively seek out environments where positive reinforcement, constructive criticism, and empowering actions are the norms, your brain will mirror these behaviors, leading to personal growth and transformation. While observation and imitation are important, the words we speak aloud hold incredible power in shaping our reality. Affirmations are a tool that taps directly into the brain's neural circuitry, aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions with the life we wish to create. These simple, yet profound statements, when spoken with intention, have the power to activate the mind's neural pathways, encouraging new beliefs, thoughts, and behaviors. At their core, affirmations work by bypassing the conscious mind, which is often filled with limiting beliefs and skepticism. When you speak an affirmation, your subconscious mind takes these words seriously, incorporating them into your belief system and worldview. Over time, the repetition of these empowering statements rewires the brain, aligning it with a new vision of possibility and success. Think about the impact of positive self-talk. When you affirm, "I am confident and capable," your brain begins to mirror that belief, activating neural pathways that support confidence. Your behavior starts to reflect this shift, leading you to take actions that align with this new self-image. As a result, opportunities for growth, success, and empowerment begin to flow into your life. Research in neuroscience has shown that the subconscious mind holds the key to much of our behavior and decision-making. The subconscious is not easily influenced by logic or reason. Instead, it is shaped by repetition, emotions, and experience. This is why affirmations are so effective. They directly influence the subconscious mind by repeating empowering statements that align with your desires. The repetition of positive affirmations triggers the release of dopamine, the brain's feel-good neurotransmitter. This not only boosts mood but also reinforces the neural pathways that support positive beliefs. As these pathways strengthen over time, the brain becomes increasingly attuned to the reality you are affirming. This process essentially rewires your thought patterns and helps you align your actions with your new beliefs. While affirmations work on an individual level, they can also be amplified when practiced in a group setting. This is where mirror neurons play an even more significant role. When you engage in affirmations with others, whether in a group meditation session, a team-building exercise, or a community gathering, your mirror neurons are activated not just by your own words but by the collective energy and intention of the group. This group dynamic can amplify the impact of the affirmations, as your brain mirrors the energy and positivity of those around you. The collective belief in the power of the affirmation reinforces the neural pathways of each individual in the group, leading to a stronger and more cohesive transformation for everyone involved. This is why group affirmations can often be more powerful than solo practice, because they tap into the shared energy of the group, magnifying the effects of the words spoken. Now that we understand the science behind affirmations, how can we integrate this practice into our everyday lives? The key is consistency. Just like any new habit, the power of affirmations grows with regular practice. The more you speak words of empowerment, the more your brain rewires itself to support your goals and desires. Start by identifying the areas of your life where you would like to see change. Are you looking to increase your confidence, improve your health, or attract abundance? Once you have clarity on your desires, craft affirmations that align with these goals. Keep them positive, present tense, and specific. For example, instead of saying, "I will be confident," say, "I am confident and capable in all that I do." Repeat these affirmations daily, ideally in the morning and before bed, to reinforce the positive programming in your subconscious mind. The more you speak them aloud, the more your brain will absorb them, shifting your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in alignment with your desires. Over time, you will begin to notice subtle but powerful shifts in your life as your brain mirrors the new beliefs you've instilled. As you speak words of power and engage in positive self-talk, the influence extends far beyond yourself. When you change your internal dialogue, it not only impacts your own life but also ripples out to those around you. The people you interact with will begin to mirror your behaviors, thoughts, and attitudes. This creates a feedback loop of positive energy that transforms both your reality and the lives of others. Consider the impact of a leader who speaks with clarity, confidence, and intention. Their words ripple through their team, influencing the attitudes, behaviors, and beliefs of everyone they interact with. This creates an environment of growth, collaboration, and success. Similarly, when you choose to speak words of love, empowerment, and positivity, you contribute to the collective consciousness, fostering an atmosphere of possibility and transformation. The first few years of life are crucial for shaping who we become. During the first 6 to 7 years, a child's brain operates in delta and theta brainwave states, making it highly receptive to external input. This is a period of rapid learning, where the child's mind absorbs everything around them: language, emotional tone, behaviors, without filtering or judgment. This early imprinting creates the foundation for a person's beliefs, self-worth, and how they interact with the world. A child's brain absorbs patterns from the environment they grow up in. If a child is raised in a supportive, loving environment, their brain learns to view the world as a place of possibility, which can lead to higher confidence and success later in life. On the other hand, exposure to negativity or fear can create limiting beliefs that may persist into adulthood. The first experiences with language and emotions lay the groundwork for future interactions and perceptions of self. During this period, the brain is particularly sensitive to what it experiences, and these early exposures influence a child's neural pathways. Whether it's hearing encouraging words or experiencing love, these impressions become deeply ingrained, shaping how the child views themselves and the world around them. The imprints formed during these early years don't just affect a child's immediate behavior but have lasting consequences. Children exposed to neglect or fear may develop anxiety or low self-esteem, while those surrounded by love and encouragement tend to develop resilience and higher emotional intelligence. These early beliefs shape how they approach challenges and relationships later in life. While early imprinting is powerful, it's important to remember that you're not stuck with the beliefs formed during childhood. The brain is capable of change throughout life, and you can rewire your neural pathways by speaking words of empowerment and replacing old limiting beliefs with new ones. By consciously choosing positive language and affirmations, you can shift the way your brain perceives the world and unlock your potential. To activate your inner power, it's essential to let go of limiting beliefs that may have been imprinted on you over the years. These beliefs, often rooted in your upbringing or environment, don't have to define your future. By speaking new, empowering words and affirmations, you can gradually shift your mindset and create a reality aligned with your true potential. Letting go of these old beliefs requires self-awareness and intentionality, but with consistent effort, you can reprogram your brain and transform your life.